Women who proposed to their male partners, how did it go, and what was the reaction? I met Joel at this super niche medieval festival 4 years ago where we were both volunteers but for rival kingdoms. I was helping with archery demonstrations for the Northern Realm, and he was a knight for the Southern Kingdom. On the final day, during this big choreographed battle, I was supposed to shoot him with a foam arrow to knock him out. Except I completely blanked because he'd just lifted his helmet and OMG that smile. Total brain malfunction moment. Instead of getting pissed that I ruined the scene, Joel improvised this ridiculous slow-motion Matrix-style dodge that had everyone dying. Afterward, he found me stress-eating a turkey leg and teased me about trying to assassinate him. I was low-key mortified, but he was so chill about it. We ended up talking until the staff literally started dismantling tables around us. Fast forward 3 years, we're living together in this slightly too small apartment with our collection of historical replicas competing with his gaming setup for space. We'd had those vague someday marriage conversations, but I'd noticed Joel would get weirdly quiet whenever proposal stories came up on our Reddit scrolling sessions. One night after too much wine, he admitted his parents' messy divorce had left him with this weird anxiety about proposing the right way. He worried he'd somehow mess it up. The way he said it, half embarrassed, half trying to laugh it off, made something click in my brain. Why couldn't I just propose instead? I spent weeks overthinking it. Would he feel robbed of some traditional guy experience? Was I being too aggressive? I lurked on Reddit relationships, reading horror stories of proposals gone wrong until my anxiety was through the roof. But here's the thing about Joel. He's never once cared about gender roles. This is a guy who painted my nails better than I could when I broke my wrist last year, but also built our entertainment center from scratch. We've always taken turns being the brave one when the other person is freaking out. So I made a plan to propose on our anniversary. I contacted the medieval festival organizers, low-key expecting them to ignore me, but they were surprisingly into it. They offered to let us have access to their small castle tower for a private toast during the main event. The day of, my stomach was in knots. Joel thought we were just going to the festival as a fun throwback to our first meeting. I told my best friend to be on standby for moral support texts, but my phone kept buzzing with her check-ins, which nearly gave me away twice. When we climbed up to the tower, I could barely breathe. I'd brought this stupid scroll I'd made, tea-stained paper and everything, major craft fail that somehow worked. Joel unrolled it with this confused look that slowly shifted to shock as he read my ridiculous medieval-themed proposal complete with terrible puns about uniting our kingdoms. When he looked up, I was on one knee with this custom ring I'd designed incorporating elements from both our kingdom banners. And then, nothing. He just stood there, turning pale. My brain immediately went to full panic mode. I'd completely misread everything. I was about to start apologizing when I realized he was crying. He just dropped to his knees in front of me, not saying anything. I started babbling like an idiot, asking if he was okay, if this was too much, if I'd ruined everything. Finally, he managed to tell me he'd had a ring hidden in his sock drawer for 2 months, but kept psyching himself out about the perfect proposal. We just knelt there half laughing, half crying, while I kept asking, "So, is that a yes? You didn't actually say yes?" He finally took the ring with shaking hands and said it was the most perfect yes of his life. The reactions have been interesting. His gamer friends think it's the coolest thing ever. My parents were just relieved one of us finally did it. His mom seemed weirdly disappointed until Joel explained his proposal anxiety, and then she was just grateful. We've had a few boomer relatives make those "but the man should propose" comments, but Joel shuts that down every time.